So section 4.5 is, like I said, the last section we're going to do this semester, so kind of a big deal. It's all about intercepts. We're going to talk about x-intercepts. We're going to talk about y-intercepts. So your goal is to find the x and y-intercepts when you're given a line, and also to graph a line given the x and y-intercepts. So we're going to do two types of problems. They're pretty much complete opposites of one another. First, I'll give you the graph. We'll find the intercepts. Then I'll give you the intercepts, and you will make the graph. Today's lesson goes pretty quickly. There's not a ton involved in this. My first hour class thought it was pretty easy, so hopefully you guys think so as well. I think you will get your homework done. It should be a nice, easy way to ease back in from break and also to finish out new material for this semester. So first we're going to talk about x-intercept. X-intercept, there's a spot in your notes for this definition. That's the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. Someone give me a number.
3.
3. Okay. I'm going to make the x-intercept of this graph 3. That means there will be a point on the x-axis at 3. Now, to get a line, we need 2 points. So someone give me another number. 4. Okay, so we're going to make the y-intercept 4. We'll get back to that on the next slide. Right now, I want to concentrate, though, on the 3. So, do you all see how on the x-axis, so this one right here going side to side, it only touches in one spot, and that spot is the number 3. Everybody still with me? So the x-intercept here, the place where this graph touches the x-axis, would be 3. You can also write this as an ordered pair. The ordered pair would be 3, 0. Some people write it in ordered pairs. Some teachers require you to write it in ordered pairs, like that. I am okay if you just give me the number 3 in this class. So again, x-intercept, you are writing everything on the board. X-intercept is the place where it crosses the x-axis. And this particular graph, which we just made up, is crossing the x-axis at 3, so your x-intercept is 3. If you wanted to write it as an ordered pair, it would be the ordered pair 3, 0. Any questions on x-intercept? Now, there's also a place in your notes for the y-intercept. So the definition of y-intercept is the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. You sort of have a head start here because we were doing x-intercept back when we were graphing using y equals mx plus b. So this one is not new. Y-intercept you've been doing for a while now. We'll use that same line we used on the last one. So I'm just going to graph the exact same line. We had a y-intercept of 4, we had an x-intercept of 3, so put those points on there. So in this particular graph, which I want you to add to your notes, the y-intercept is what? 4.
Are we doing 3 and 4?
Those were just two numbers that students gave me. So yeah, we just needed a graph so we could talk about something. So I asked for an x-intercept and a y-intercept. Someone gave me the number 4, so I made a y-intercept of 4. So that means we're crossing the y-axis at 4. So my y-intercept here would be 4. Some people write them as ordered pairs. The ordered pair, to get to that point right here, you'd go side to side 0, then you'd go up 4. So you could write it as an ordered pair if you want, or you can just give me the y value because it's the y-intercept 4. So the main thing here is to just keep them straight. X-intercept is on the x-axis. Y-intercept is on the y-axis. Y-intercept is the one that you have a lot of experience with. X-intercept is the one that's new for today. Once you have both the x and the y-intercepts, though, you can make a graph. It just takes 2 points to make a graph. So hopefully, like I said earlier, this shouldn't be too earth-shattering. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone need more time with this particular slide? All right, let's look at how the actual examples will look in your homework and on your quizzes and stuff. So here's number 1. This is in your notes too. It's easier to count on the graph in your notes, so I would focus on the little one in front of you, not the big one on the board. But anyway, let's find the x-intercept first. So the x-intercept is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So this is the x-axis. Our graph is crossing the x-axis at 3. So next to the words x-intercept, you would write a 3. This is the y-axis. Next, I'm looking for the y-intercept. So where does it cross this guy? Negative 3. So my x-intercept is positive 3. My y-intercept is negative 3. Raise your hand if you have any questions. All right, let's look at number 2. So again, you have a graph right in front of you. It's probably easier to find the numbers on your graph. What is the x-intercept that you're finding? Negative 7. Good. So next to the words x-intercept, you write the number negative 7. And then negative 5 is your y-intercept.
So this is just homework as well.
The homework is just like this as well. Yes, I'm going to give you graphs. You're going to tell me where it crosses the x-axis, where it crosses the y-axis. That is it. What are your questions? It is simple. Like I said, this is kind of a nice lesson to ease us back in after a 5-day weekend. Also a nice way to wrap up graphing, end on a high note. Yes, ma'am? So first on number 3, let's look where it's crossing the x-axis. It's crossing the x-axis at positive 6. Very good. Where is it crossing the y-axis? 5. Very good. Does anyone have questions? This is one of those things where once you get it, you can go real quick. Is anyone still struggling? Needs me to come point it out for them? All right. If we're all good, we can keep it moving. Number 4. Where is this one crossing the x-axis? All right. Good. Where is it crossing the y-axis? Negative 4. Very good. Again, if you're kind of stuck, you can go ahead and put points there. It makes it a little easier. Any questions? All right, now we're going in reverse. So I'm giving you the x-intercept, I'm giving you the y-intercept, you're giving me the graph. So x-intercept, you find that number on the x-axis. So I'm going to go to positive 3 on the x-axis. I'm going to put a point. Then on the y-axis, I'm going to go up to positive 7, and I'm going to put a point. Once you have both points, get something super straight, like the side of your ID or the side of a piece of paper or whatever you have that's super straight. Connect those and put arrows on the ends. Raise your hands if you have any questions. All right, if there are no questions, let's go on to number 6. How do I graph an x-intercept of 1? Can someone describe that for me? How do I graph an x-intercept of 1? Go right 1. So I'm going to go right 1. I'm going to put a point. How do I graph a y-intercept of negative 4? Go down 4 and you put a point. Connect both of these with something very, very straight and put your arrows on the ends. Aaliyah, have any questions? No? You good? Good? Okay. If you're working ahead, make sure you're checking your answers. All right, number 7. How do I graph an x-intercept of negative 5? Go left 5, put a point. How do I graph a y-intercept of 2? Go up 2. Once you have both of those points, connect it with something very, very straight and put your arrows on the ends. Raise your hand if you have any questions. All right, on our last example for today, how do I graph an x-intercept of negative 3?
Going down to negative 3.
Down to the negative 3?
I mean, you go over to the 23.
You go left to the negative 3. You go down to the what?
2.
Negative 2. Very good. And then connect those. Put your arrows. Is this as easy as I think it is?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. You guys ready for your homework?
Yes.
All right.